the reason that we kill. I don't think we kill for indiscriminate reasons, but we kill other humans with justification in self-defense, right? I mean, there are reasons we kill other creatures that are totally justified. So I suppose we could break out the hypothetical a little bit and say, imagine humans dying by the millions and no adequate testing exists other than testing on animals. And if we can test on animals, we can, you know, let's say we kill 50 animals, but we save humans by the millions. I'm going to say we test. I don't feel like I'm happy about that, but those are the choices we're presented with. So I think that bright line rules most of the time are bad rules, and I think that is, in terms of the other species that can come here and sort of, you know, they're superior to us and take on us and use us up in labs. If they can get that done, they will, and if they can't, then they won't. It's that simple. Might makes reality. And so I'm okay with the testing, the critical life-saving testing on animals. What I'm not okay with is sort of convenience testing. Can we put the cosmetics on the dog and see if it burns his eyes? I think, to me, that's going too far. But then again, it's just my opinion.
Well, the good news is that if we start eating plants, we won't need to do a lot of this testing because many of these diseases will literally disappear. Yep. You can go to many parts of the world where they don't have heart disease, they don't have breast cancer, they don't even have a word for menopause because they don't have these conditions because of the way that people eat. So there's over 400,000 people that will die this year from heart disease in the United States alone. And that is because we're eating animal products. Again, what has cholesterol? Animal products. What causes heart disease? Cholesterol, animal products. So if we just stop that, we'll be saving millions and millions of lives just in doing that.
I think there's an ethical piece on animal testing, and the way we currently approach it, breeding 300,000 bonobos monkeys captive tested and treating them, you know, there's a line of ethical here, and this is where I get the farm. It is, sure, a lot of us have pets, and the way we treat those animals, we have a specific approach to that. And so I think a big farm, the testing of animals is turned into, and there's got to be some sort of guidelines and you know, ways of approaching it, especially with the big farm. And that's where I really differ. Mark, I'm interested in, yesterday you spoke about, you know, getting together the freedom and peace movement. I think as vegans, when we look around this room, we're not doing a good job because we're the vast majority of people that are vegans. So how do we bring together these movements? What are some strategies? Because we can, you know, the vegan movement is getting traction. It's pretty isolated from a lot of other big movements. And what are some strategies that you see to be effective to bring together these movements?
You couldn't hear him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
What are strategies?
This question was here.
There's like a...
There was an echo, and I didn't
He
quite
asked
get
what are the strategies to get...
What are the strategies to bring together the freedom movement and the peace movement?
And vegan movement.
Okay. How do we recruit vegans into libertarians?
Oh, that's easy.
And vice versa.
I mean, I think that there are different reasons why people adopt sort of a vegan-type position, and I'm not 100% vegan myself. It's a journey that I'm undertaking. And I think that whether somebody comes to this, when I say this movement, I'm talking about the vegan world now, whether somebody comes to that from health reasons, which might not get them completely to veganism. I mean, even T. Colin Campbell, who wrote the China study, which is, and I know Colin Campbell, he's a friend of mine, and I love that book, but even he says, I can't find any data to say that 100% veganism is any healthier than eating animal protein, so long as you keep that animal protein to 10% of your calories or less. So he doesn't even say a complete vegan as to the health reasons. But that can still get people pretty far into our movement based on nothing but the health question. Then there's the ethics question, which is completely stands alone, all by itself. I think libertarians are probably the most fertile area for that, because libertarians are interested in the ethics question. I love to go to the animal rights people and say to them, yeah, I'm with you on we should be compassionate to the animals, we should initiate force against them, but let's talk about our other group of animals called humans. Why are we initiating force on them? Let's get them into the libertarian crowd as sort of a subset. Also, I think I'm very interested, and I'm so glad she presented it, the environmental case. I think this is a case that can be brought to libertarians as well. Libertarians aren't traditionally worried about the environment. It's just because it comes from suspicion of the government using this issue to manipulate people like they always do. But there are trespasses out in the world that we can deal with on an environmental level, that moving towards the vegan cause can stop the various trespasses of, you know, gases and land erosion and water problems and all that. I think that's also a fertile argument. So, you know, for me, oh, by the way, there's a fourth argument that I've been very impressed with out there as well, which is I ask people all the time when they tell me they're vegans, why? I just said, you come from ethics, health reasons, environment. I had one person say to me, I just like eating plants better than I like eating animals. I enjoy the taste. And as I've gone further and further into this, what started out as a, what the hell am I going to eat? Am I going to eat salads every day? Ugh, I hate salad and I love pork ribs. I went from there to, man, a real good, freshly prepared, creative vegan meal that makes you feel great when you eat as much of it as you want. Man, I enjoy that more than I ever enjoyed a ribeye steak, and I loved ribeye steak. So if we could communicate that case to people, that look, I know you're brainwashed right now into thinking you got to eat dead animal flesh and that you love it, but if you could get out of that and let your brain switch over to, wow, I really felt great after I took in that kale salad. It just made me feel good. I'm in a good mood, I got good energy, I'm feeling great, and all of a sudden my brain is going to switch over to, I like that better than I like this. I think that's a perfectly sufficient argument as well. So I guess the long-winded answer to your question is I bring all those arguments to bear, and I go after everybody and everything. I'm a converting motherfucker. I want to talk to people and get them converted to freedom and peace and love if possible. So all of these arguments to me lead to the same place.
Well, I think there's only one person on this panel who's truly started a movement, and that's Dana. So Dana, what can you apply to unschooling the movement, to this movement from unschooling? Dana.
I'm Dana. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
You can be me. But no, go ahead. That's Lisa.
Oh.
That's Nathan's wife. I mean, taking into account that focusing on the needs of everybody in the equation, and everybody's needs matter, and finding ways to creatively meet those needs, that's what I pull into my focus of veganism, the needs of the animals. And my needs don't need to steamroll over theirs, because my needs are to be healthy and to be nourished, and the list of needs nutritionally and so forth, and I don't need to clash and not care about the needs of the animals to have my needs met. So yes, it takes more time and creativity at times. It initially, like when those new neuro associations come to play, it's amazing how you just don't even think about it anymore. I don't even think about it. There's like this major process, like when I first became vegan, like I would be so grossed out walking by. I was like a born-again vegan, kind of. I think we go through that process, but with everything that we're really passionate about, I'd like cry walking by the steak. Like literally, I'd be sobbing, like, don't look over, because I saw slaughterhouse videos. And I mean, for me, it started as vanity, actually. It was like it started as vanity, and it kind of turned into sanity, like, and they say that's, I don't know who came up with that quote, but that stayed with me. Initially, it was like a health reason, and I was seeing amazing results. Not only was I losing weight, but I was what they call youngering. I was turning back the hands of time, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I probably took 5 years, 10 years off.
Yeah.
My physical, and not just the appearance, but inside. Like, I reformed whatever is going on inside my body. It's incredible. Like, your DNA changes in a way. And so when I saw those results, I was like, that's really cool. But then that wasn't what stayed with me. It was how I felt. And it really, it made me more compassionate. It's almost like, because I was naturally compassionate and empathetic anyway, it kind of just made it go outward more and more and more, and that felt really good, like that expansion of compassion. So as far as comparing it to the unschooling movement, well, kind of coming at it from a different angle, my kids are the ones, my daughters, that encouraged me to be vegan. I mean, I love the taste of meat and chicken, and well, chicken's, I always think of beef as meat, dairy. And it's not like vegans hate the taste of animal products. There's times I walk out of Walmart and I smell that fried chicken, I'm like, that smells good, and I'm like, oh gosh, that shouldn't smell good. Like, when is that going to go away where that smells good to me? So it's just a choice, but it's not hard. It's not a big deal. There's so much food in the world, really. Like, there's so many options. Like, why on earth would you choose something so bad for you, so bad for the environment, so cruel in the way that it's, you know, the animal agriculture is? It just seems kind of selfish to be like, no, I have millions of choices, but I want that. Like, I mean, there's so many better things for you and for the world. So for me, it just makes sense, and it's easy at this point. So.
I think one thing, so with vegans to anarchy or the libertarian movement, it's really easy. You just say, why don't you apply that belief to humans, like you said. Super easy. Going the other way is a little bit trickier because people in the movement are often very intellectually based and they like to reason their way out of things. Personally, my approach is going to festivals, gatherings, conferences, and staying with communities, and I just cook them vegan food 3 meals a day for a week or two. And when I leave, and the people that decide to go back to eating meat, they generally feel like shit. And so I've gotten dozens of people over the last 2 years who I've talked to, a few months after I saw them, and they're like, I haven't eaten an animal product since the day after you left. I got a burger, felt like crap for 3 days, and I haven't gone back. And another approach is, what you're taking in. These animals are oppressed, they're tortured, there's this like slavery going on, and that vibration is held in the animal product. Like, if you look into the work of Dr. Emoto, like this feeling of oppression and captivity is what you're taking into yourself. And that's why governments push animal products so heavily, because they can program you at the genetic level.
So it's caught, but you still have to kill it. But before you kill it, you have to pick it up and pet it and be very gentle with it. So the adrenaline goes down in its body, and then you kill it. Because if you kill it when you immediately pick it up, it tastes like shit. Because you're getting all the adrenaline into meat. And as I thought about this, that's just really awful. Oh, sweet one, sweet. Ugh.
Please, can we talk? Let's have Lisa talk. She hasn't said anything.